What is up, guys? I'm Get Flanked, and today we're going to talk about winning those rounds that you shouldn't win. Specifically, those rounds where you're in a 1v3, 1v4, 1v5. How to clutch out those rounds. We're going to go over an attacking round where I'm in a 1v4, and then a defense round where I'm in a 1v3. And I'm going to hopefully give you guys some tips that you can use the next time you find yourselves in these situations. Now, I think it's important to set some expectations right from the get-go here. You're not going to win all of those 1v3s, 1v4s, 1v5s. In fact, you're going to lose the majority of them. And if the other team plays them correctly, especially when you're attacking, they should win those rounds. But with that said, you can't just give up either when you find yourself in those situations, because you can win some of those rounds. Fact is that the other team is going to play dumb in those situations from time to time and put themselves in a position where you can steal a win from them. And when you do, when you win, when you're in those situations, it is such a blow to the other team. It can really start to tilt them and change the entire course of that game. The round you're watching right now is the first round we're going to go over. You can see the round count right now is 1-3, so it's match point for them. I'm going to end up winning this round. We end up winning this game and turning it around on this. And I think, obviously, when you win those 1v4s because the other team plays dumb and you take advantage of their mistakes, it starts to kind of tilt them. They start to kind of go at each other, and you know how it goes. You've been in those situations on both sides, and this can really be the difference in a game. Okay, so let's start digging into this attacking round, and we're going to freeze the screen right there. We're in a 1v4 now, and the first thing you have to do when you find yourself in this situation is look at the time. So there's a big difference between being in a 1v4 with 30 seconds left and with a minute and 30 seconds left, like I am right now. With a minute and 30 seconds, it gives me a lot of options. Next thing you have to look at, I'm playing bomb right now. Do I have the diffuser? Where is the diffuser? If the diffuser is across the map, that changes my options drastically. In this situation, I have the diffuser. So those are really the two things you kind of have to take account of as soon as you find yourself in those situations. You have to realize that a minute and 30 is a lot of time. Now, I mentioned previously that in these situations, the enemy is going to make some mistakes. If they play this situation right now, I'm going to lose this round. But I have to put myself in a situation to take advantage of those mistakes. And I'm in a great situation to do that right now. The fact that I am outside allows me to take advantage of some mistakes that you're going to see in just a second. Now, getting back into the clip, you're going to see an enemy player makes that mistake here in just a second. And I'm just waiting outside to see if they're going to get really kill hungry, which they're very likely to do in these situations. Sure enough, here in just a second, their Doc runs outside, and that is an easy kill. That's just way too easy. So now we've gone from a 1v4 down to a 1v3. And if you take one thing from this video, on the attacking side, when you're trying to clutch these situations, the enemy team is going to make mistakes like that very often. They are going to get kill hungry and do stupid things, especially when they're up 3 rounds to 1. In these situations, you will see the enemy teams make mistakes like that very often. You just need to put yourself in a position to take advantage of them. Now, if I was inside of the map, it's a little different because, it's just a little different. They don't have to expose themselves. I'm not going to get that ping when they jump outside and run out at me. So it makes it a little bit more difficult, but the same concept still applies. They're going to be super kill hungry. They're going to rush the room if they know where you are. So be aware of that and try to take advantage of their over aggression in these situations. If you can get 2 kills in a 1v4, you're in a 1v2, and that's very realistic to pull that one out in that situation. Okay, moving on with the clip here, I'm being patient. I'm going to see if anybody's trying to run out this door, and then I see that Bandit is running out up on the top balcony. And this is where you kind of have to find a balance between being patient, letting them make mistakes and taking advantage of that, but also not just standing and holding a line of sight for the remainder of the round. You have to find that balance. You want to give them the opportunity to make those mistakes, but you also want to make them win the round. You don't want to just stand outside for the entire round, or you're not going to win. So I decided to push in. Based on him running out of this balcony, I decided to push it. I used my scan there to kind of freeze them. Sure enough, he's still running outside. I get that kill. And then Kavera honestly should have killed me there, but I ended up picking her off too. So just like that, we're in a 1v1. So let's talk about that just a little bit. So I knew Bandit was running out up top. I used my drone scan to kind of freeze them up there and hope that they wouldn't rotate down to Visa to kill me as I entered. I got inside. I pushed where I knew he was, and he was still playing really dumb by running out on the balcony. So that was an easy kill on Bandit. Kavera was there to trade me out, but didn't finish the job, and I kind of faked like I was going to run away, came back and peeked it really quick. It was a mistake on my part to be reloading in that situation to begin with, but I lived to fight another day because of that kind of juke there where I faked like I was going to run away and I came back. The reason I was thinking there, I don't have time to run away and live to fight another day. We're down to 30 seconds at this point. So I need to get this kill right now. I know where Kavera is. I'm probably not going to have a better chance to get a kill on her than I do right now. So I need to take advantage of that. That's why I went back in and challenged that. Again, kind of a mistake for me to be reloading in that situation. She probably should have killed me, but you need a little bit of luck and you need the enemy to play poorly in these situations to pull them out. And all you can do is put yourself in a position to take advantage of the luck and of the enemy making bad plays. The other thing I want to mention is the advantage of making that push on them upstairs with close to a minute left whenever I was entering the building. The later into the round you get, you become more predictable as an attacker, because if there's 3 left alive and there's 15 seconds and we're playing on bomb, I've got to plant the diffuser or kill them all. So I put myself in a really predictable position if I let the round get down to that late. With a minute left, there's still a lot of options for me as an attacker. So you need to take advantage of the enemy playing dumb and pushing the enemy with time left, because that's when you're going to have the element of surprise. Later in the round, it's really tough to do that because, again, they can play really simple on site and force you to make a play in order to win. Okay, so moving on with the round, we found ourselves in a 1v1. We've worked really hard to get here, so let's finish the deal. And what you need to realize in this situation is if you put yourselves in the opponent's shoes, if you've worked your way down from a 1v4 down to 1v1, that last opponent starts to get a little nervous at this point. And a lot of times they'll kind of freeze in place. Their teammates played really aggressive and you killed them because of it. So this last person alive a lot of times will play really conservative. What you see me do right there is I use my lion scan just to freeze him in place and give me an opportunity to move through that hallway without him peeking me and trying to get that diffuser plant down. I get the plant down. Now the advantage is actually on my side. We've gone from a 1v4 where the advantage was clearly on their side to a 1v1 with the diffuser down, and the opponent has to come and win this round by either diffusing or getting the kill. So I got the diffuser down. I'm watching one of the ways he can possibly come. I'm listening for callouts. One of my teammates called out that he was coming that way. It was an easy kill, really. Getting to that 1v1 was really the hard part in that. And again, the enemy played really dumb, allowed me to get in that situation. But the major thing to take away from that as an attacker is you need to put yourself in a position to take advantage of the enemy playing dumb, because they will a lot of the times in that situation. Once you find yourself in that 1v1, be a little bit more aggressive than you would normally be, because a lot of times that last opponent is going to play really conservative and just try to make you win that round. They don't want to choke it for the team. Okay, getting into the defensive clip now, and some of you guys might recognize this. I think I used it in a recent video, but I think it's a good example of clutching a 1v3 and playing in order to make them have to win. And I'll explain more about that in just a second, but also not playing tentative. And that's really the trick to clutching these rounds out on defense, is finding that balance between not playing tentative, not making yourself an easy target, but also still making them win the round. You don't want to take too much risk to where you make yourself an easy kill because you're playing too aggressive. So you're going to see I'm playing as Ella. I find myself in a 1v3 here very quickly. And the thing is that when I'm in that situation, I have control of both bomb sites. And that's important to kind of recognize, because if I'm roaming off site and I find myself in a 1v3 and the enemy team is taking control of site, then that 1v3 situation is actually more similar to that attacking round that I showed you. And then a lot of those same concepts are going to apply. But in a 1v3 on defense where you have control of site and they still have to come in and kill you or plant, that is a different situation, and you still have a lot of tools at your disposal in that situation. So that's important to remember. Now, what you're going to see me do is basically I'm trying to think of the different ways they can come from. I have control of both sites. When I find myself in this 1v3, I'm basing the information off my teammates, where they're dying, where they're calling out, and I'm trying to predict where the enemies are going to try to push this site from. Just so that I can make it hard on them. Maybe I can pick up a kill as they're trying to push. So I'm just trying to get that first pick really at this point, based off my enemy who died over there around red stairs. He's calling out, and I'm going to move over here to see if I can get somebody if they try to push this doorway. Sure enough, they do, and I get a nice little kill there. So now I'm in a 1v2. And the big thing in this situation is you have to assume that the enemies are making callouts. They might not be. It might be just randoms with no mics. But assume that they're making callouts. So I got that kill right there on the guy coming from red stairs through the cigar doorway. assume that he is calling out to his teammates, hey, he's over by A-bomb. And base your next steps on that information because they might be trying to use that situation to come and get you. So what I'm going to do in this situation is based off of that, I'm going to change my angle. I'm going to take up a different location to try to remain unpredictable and try to get another pick as the enemies might be trying to zero in on my location. Now, I'll let the rest of the round play out here because it's really nothing special. I'm just trying to remain unpredictable and make them win the round. I get that second kill right there. I'm in a 1v1 now. And again, make them win. Make them either kill you or defuse and make yourself hard to kill. So you're going to see I get over here and I just kind of suck up against this wall right here and hold a long line of sight through this hole in the wall. And I'm thinking if she pushes in through there, I'll be able to get the kill. And it worked like a charm. The thing in those defensive situations where you're in 1v3, 1v4, 1v5, make them win. Don't make yourself an easy target. Don't make yourself predictable. But also don't be afraid to push them a little bit to remain unpredictable. The biggest friend you can have is catching them by surprise. And sometimes that's more difficult to do on the defensive side than it is as an attacker, but you can still do it, especially as a 3-speed. Now, if I had been a rook or somebody with an ACOG who's a 1-speed, I might have sat back on that site and just held angles, knowing that, with an ACOG, I can make them peek me and try to be in an advantage and just change my position a little bit. But as a 3-speed Ella, I decided to push the action, and that second kill was really the kill of that round, in my opinion. Once I got it down to a 1v1, Ash was in a really bad situation. And again, she's at a disadvantage there. Okay guys, that's going to do it for the video. The big thing here is keep your confidence up. You're not going to win all of these 1v3s, 1v4s, 1v5s, but you can win some of them. You just have to keep your mind right when you get in those situations and make the enemy work to get this round. Don't just throw your hands up and give up. Make the enemy work to still get this win. When you're on attack, put yourself in a position to take advantage of the enemy playing dumb and over aggressive. When you're on defense, make the enemy still win the round. You still have an advantage on defense. They have to come and kill you or plant and make them do that. Don't do anything dumb that makes you an easy target. That's really my big tips for clutching out these situations. I hope this helps you guys. I hope that you find yourselves clutching these 1v3s, 1v4s, 1v5s here soon because nothing in this game really feels better than getting these clutches and winning these rounds that you shouldn't. Guys, if you enjoyed this, please make sure that you like and subscribe, and I'll have more coming your way here soon.